Okay, let's see. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just fix this quick. I can get Keaton in here because he's on a different login apparently. That's fine. I got you. You're on Mike Quackenbush's. It's not Mike Quackenbush. It's Keaton. He just used the wrong link. But that's okay. We can steal Mike's. So everybody, it's Wrestling Revolution Keaton. Just look at this information below him for his social links. I guess you could say you're in disguise. You're Mike Quackenbush right now, right? So yeah, another Kayfabe with Keaton, and we are live on both channels over here in the United States and NWF, and then we're live, of course, in Northern Ireland on Wrestling Revolution Keaton, and we are live, everybody. So, Keaton, I gotta say, so you've seen NWF Forward last week, right? It was a good discussion. I always got to start out and get your opinion. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was quite good. I didn't see all of it now, but I saw some of it.
Yeah. Yes, I'm getting on this case a little bit, Ricky, because I'm trying to get a little fire under him a little bit here. He's trying to duck and dodge. My whole point is he's out there calling Nate Maddox a chicken and a coward, and he is, in my opinion, a chicken and a coward himself. Now, I know I'm not going to win any fan votes in Northern Ireland. I know he's well liked there in Northern Ireland. I don't care. I've been a heel before. I can do it again. And speaking of heels, we've got a great heel tag team here. We've talked about it, Keaton, and arguably probably some of the best heels on the whole island in the business right now.
100%. Definitely the best heels in IPW, like.
And the indie scene in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we tried to have them before, and we had to, reschedule. But I'm glad we got them today, and we're gonna watch some of their matches. And I know you got a ton of questions for him. So now, and DD Crooks. So Sage is a bit newer, am I right?
Yeah.
Like in all of this, but DD Crooks has been around for how long now?
I would say about 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, so 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, and Canary Kid's commenting. If Canary would have paid attention, he would have realized that he just has the wrong login and he's just in disguise. It's Keaton in disguise, everybody. All right, yeah. So let's not waste any time. Let's get these guys in here and see what's happening. So let's bring them in. They're known as Pure Filth, and it's DD Crooks and Sage Valentine. And welcome in, guys.
Hello. This isn't going to take too long, is it?
Well, Keaton, tell us about the guys that we got here.
So welcome in DD Crooks and Sage Valentine, the Enforcer of Torture and former punk rock kid.
Thanks, Mike.
So who or what is Pure Filth?
Well, Pure Filth started as a title, an identity that I had, and I knew, just like myself, there was other people out there who were Pure Filth. So it started as how I would brand myself because of how the fans made me feel about myself, and it grew into a family, which is what you see before you.
And why did you choose wrestling over any other sport?
I was always a fan of wrestling growing up, loved it, and I would have done it from no age had I known where to do it. It took me until about 18. I think it was 18. It took me till 18 years old to find a gym, and when I did, was not looking back. Like, I would say wrestling is my calling. Like, it's the one thing in life where I've always I've succeeded, and I've seen things happen in real time that I'm like, I'm getting better at this and I'm good at this. So that's why, because it was like, it's my love, and it's the thing that I started doing that I actively saw myself getting better at, to the point in which I think I'm the best.
What about you, Sage?
About when I started wrestling?
Yeah.
I started wrestling about a year ago, maybe a year, a few months, yeah, about over a year. And started in NIPW, quickly linked up with Crooks, and we've been together ever since, and we're just taking over the whole place. You know what it is, Keaton, it's our world.
And why did you come up with the name the Enforcer of Torture?
The Enforcer of Torture. I came up with that name because that's what I wanted to be in the ring. I wanted to enforce all the torture in the ring. And I think by all of me and Crooks' matches shows that that's what we do.
Kind of writes itself, really. I mean, if you watch him in the ring, like, come on, who lays it down better than this guy? Like, he's torture incarnate. This guy's an animal. He's a weapon, and I was the person who was able to direct that weapon. To where
You know, and I gotta say, the matches I've seen of you guys, especially like I haven't seen a lot of Sage yet, but I've seen a lot of the Crook stuff, and he does, very natural, really good heel tactics in the ring. You know, the whole temper tantrum on the mat and just little things like that you do really, really shows for being a good heel. You know, to get the fans going like that.
I mean, personally, it offends me when the cameras keep rolling, when I have like moments where I'm maybe not emotionally the most stable as the rest of the guys in the roster. And really, quite frankly, I think we should do more in wrestling to protect people when their feelings are like that. Like it hurts me that a lot of people are able to laugh and mock at me for when I'm at my lowest, but then when all these goodies, when they're at their lowest, they're getting all the love in the world. So I don't really know what you mean by heel tactics either. I'm just kind of going out there and trying to win. I don't really know what you mean by that.
At all cost.
So we got some comments. Bring back Patty. Speaking of the fans, how does DD Crooks feel about the sisters swimsuit chant?
I don't know. I mean, quite clearly we shop at the same store. Because Paddy wore a singlet, mine was a lot better, if I can recall. Right? I'm not sure though. Didn't I retire him twice? Twice. So, any more questions from Paddy?
No, we don't, but we do have Canary Kid in here. And this is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Why does DD Crooks like that strange face? Just honestly, like, why though?
I don't really know what he means by that. He's kind of more of a down here kind of person. I'm more up here anyway, so like we don't interact a lot.
And he's the kid. We are men. We don't deal with.
So maybe when
canaries.
he's done growing up, we can comment on how he looks. But he's still getting there.
Yes, and I kind of agree a little bit there, Keaton. I gotta say. Let's see. He's not done though. He's got some more comments here.
It doesn't surprise me.
It's great. We have Mike Quackenbush back. Canary Kid being funny. And then he says DD Crooks was what was his hair? It looks greasier than deep fat fryer. So he says.
This is called product. You know, that sort of thing that you'll never get on.
And then here's an actual question for you guys from Canary. What is the end goal for Pure Filth?
Oh, complete world domination, right?
Complete takeover.
Like, this transcends wrestling. I think the end goal for Pure Filth is like a joint presidential run for the United States of America.
Just the world.
Maybe even just the world, if we could do that. Form a sort of democratic republic of Pure Filth, and it's just everywhere. I think that's mostly the end goal. But a couple of tag belts along the way would be nice, right?
A few belts, be alright.
A few belts. But, like, I mean, we'll stick around in wrestling, but really this is more of like a whole world takeover. You know what I mean?
And Darren Keaton, I'm not going to bring it in, but he says, make sure you show your T-shirt, please. Your dad's telling you to, so.
All right.
So that's it. I'm kind of caught up.
What's the T-shirt, Keaton?
So what's your T-shirt, Keaton?
Canary Kid.
Boo.
Canary Kid? You had an NWF shirt on last week.
I know.
And now you got the Canary Kid after everything I just talked about with him? You've got to be kidding me.
Crusher, you gotta find yourself a new co-host.
That maybe I do. All right, Keaton, let's roll on with the questions. I'm sure you got more.
Yeah, so obviously, Diddy, you were one of the first trainees in NIPW. You were there before they were even doing shows. What was it like in the beginnings of NXT?
Humble. Humble is definitely a good word to use. Wasn't a lot going on. There was a spark, like the spark was there, but it was tight. There was times where it was just me, 2 other people training there, and it was like that for a while. There was sessions where hardly anyone showed up, sessions where loads of faces showed up and no one sticked because wrestling's hard.
Yep.
I don't know how you put it, it's not for everyone. We started in the middle of COVID as well, and I might get hate saying this, but I'll say it because I don't care. Like, during that time, you weren't really allowed to be doing anything. And since we were professionals, because we're doing professional wrestling, no matter what level of a professional wrestler you are, if you're doing professional wrestling, you're a professional. So because of that loophole, we tried to keep training under wraps, but train weekly. And there was times when like a car would drive into the car park and we'd be like hiding under the ring thinking it was the police to come get us out and stuff. So like it was tight at the beginning, but after lockdown it grew and we were able to put out that we're training more, and it came a long way, and faces have come and go, but there's been people who've stuck it out as well. And honestly, like in that dojo, even though I hate most of them, I've also made friends for life. Like it's that place has changed me as a person.
Crooks, were you one of the first?
I was in the first month of beginning. Yeah, wasn't one of the first. I can't say that. People like John McCann, he was there from the very first day, but the place didn't really come into its own until I came along.
What's the differences between NXG and NIPW?
Well, I think the difference is that we wanted to bring a harder hitting, more edgy content to the island. Like me and Sage, we can't stand this pantomime he's behind you bullcrap that goes on, and quite frankly we're sick of people pretending to be wrestlers as well and going out there and pretending that they're a pirate or some silly thing like that. We just want no shtick, just show up as who you are as a person, throw fists, and we'll have a winner at the end of the night. I like to think NIPW is a bit of a fight club, and NXG was a bit of like a WWE light sort of style of wrestling. I mean, I never changed. I just got better.
So this one's for both Sage Valentine and the Crooks. Sage, you can start first. You start first. So, what's the best rivalry you've ever been in? I know you've been in lots of different rivalries.
The best rivalry? I haven't been in much rivalries, but probably the best rivalry I think I've been in is definitely probably the one with Stevie Fee. To see like the 3 matches, the first and the second match, and then the big dog collar match to finish it. I think that was my best rivalry for sure. I hate that guy so much.
Let's see, Keaton, I'm just going to bring in a few more to get caught up on the comment thread. And then I'll let you go back at it again. Canary Kid, I guess it's a question, I guess. I've whipped both of Filth in the past 12 months, so how does that make them feel?
Next question.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
I mean, is he going to bring up the fact that we brought him in under our wing and taught him things that went on to help him win matches? I mean, he didn't really have an edge until he was pure Filth for a month or two.
He tried to help him out, and he blew it.
It sounds like he didn't fit the mold for pure Filth.
You think?
Okay, let's. Here's one from Peter Brown. Did you both enjoy Portugal?
Not as much as they enjoyed us. But yes, it was great.
Yeah, CTW was amazing. It was a really good experience.
And Canary's chirping away. He says that Canary shirt sells better than any Pure Filth or NWF shirt ever. So he says.
More Pure Filth shirts, but next question.
And Jolene says DD Crooks looks like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. You know what? I gotta say, he's got a point there.
I've heard this plenty. Joe, I'll catch you home alone.
And then I'll get one more in here with Canary. It looks like it's a paragraph, a question here. So let's see what he's saying.
Bible.
As much as I love bullying these guys, deep down I still got a bit of filth in me, and I love both of these guys. Crooks in my Obi-Wan
Kenobi.
Oh, I'm sorry. Obi-Wan and Sage is my edgy emo Bravo. And then hashtag Filth for Life. Now he's just trying to save face. You know what he's doing here, guys? He's just trying, because he insulted you so much in the beginning, he's just trying to cover it. I'm used to that over on Forward, so.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Just goes over our head when Ricky speaks, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just like, why? No,
What
All right,
quali-
Keaton, go back at it. Back to
Well-
the list.
What qualities did you see in Sage Valentine?
qualities. Look at him. What do you mean? If there was ever a comparison to draw between Sage and I think it's Frankenstein and his monster. Only you've got a bit more brains than Frankenstein. I like that Frankenstein's monster. Sorry, I'd like to think, but ruthlessness, killer instinct, just and above all else, like willing to just put it out there for the cause, which is pure filth. Like he knows, like this is like pure filth is bigger than both of us. We're just the people driving it forward at the minute. That's what people need to realize. Like it's pure filth more than us. And he's
Now-
willing to lie down for that.
Keaton, I got one question I'm going to throw in here, and I've heard rumors of tag team belts coming in. Is that something Pure Filth's going to be after?
Well, Crusher, we've heard of tag team belts for ages. We've heard of tag team belts for ages, but we will not believe it until they are wrapped around our waists.
And besides anyway, we wear trousers that fit. We're not interested in belts.
You know what I mean?
We collect championships.
And can you remember your first match and what the way scored?
Our first match, like together as a team,
Yeah.
what was it? DG? Was that? No.
It was
Bird
probably
poo?
it was bird poo.
It was bird poo.
It was bird poo.
For one night only, that team existed, I think. Which was Canary Kid and
Sexy Steve.
Sexy Steve.
And Sage, what?
They went down with Our World. Just sorry to cut you off.
Right.
Our World, 1, 2, 3.
Both of them as well.
Both of them. In fact, Poo Guy twice.
Two guys twice.
Poo Guy twice.
What qualities did you see in? I mean, Sage, what have you learned from DD Crooks?
What have I learned from DD Crooks? In general, everything. Like Crooks has taught me everything I know in the ring, outside the ring. You know, just guides me through everything I need to know. And he's my number one boy. Like I couldn't do it without him, to be honest. Like
Because I understand you have mentors, and he is your mentor, right, Sage? When you
yeah,
came in?
like, obviously Nathan Hoy when I started at NIPW was my mentor, but like and Nathan Hoy taught me as well a lot of things as well. But
Hey, don't worry. It sucks to beat him.
we did beat him loads. But Crooks is the one that has guided me through my whole wrestling journey so far.
And Sage, and DD, what's a typical training session like for Pure Filth?
Right. Smokes,
Mhm.
punches,
Mhm.
smokes,
Mhm.
bumps,
Mhm.
grab a silly trainee,
Mhm.
Our World,
Mhm.
smokes,
Mhm.
beers.
I will say this: I've heard this, Keaton, from the guys at Crooks loves to start out with a nice, fresh, open hand slap right across the face. And is that still the thing you do, or was that just kind of a here and there deal?
That's just kind of coincidence. Sometimes people need the taste smacked out of their mouth, you know. They think they're
Yeah.
all this until they get in there.
And some people just have that face, you know what I mean? You just want to hit, you know what I mean?
Well, it's coincidence, not really. It's not a signature, you know what I mean? It's just some people need a good slapping. You got to get it out of the way fast. Now we can get down to the nitty gritty.
Like Ricky's took a few Pure Filth slaps to the face.
And this one's for both. What's the worst injury you've ever had?
You go first.
I've never been injured. I had fluid in my arm, but like it didn't stop anything. I wrestled the dog collar match with my arm taped up. I'm sure you saw that. But apart from that, like no injuries. You don't get injured if you're pure filth. You injure people. You know, you're not really. We're kind of on the other side of it.
And then for me, injury-wise, I sprained my ankle a few times in training, yes.
Are we?
But other than that, you know, we keep going.
Did that happen in training, or did it happen in an actual match?
Most of anything that goes wrong, most of the time will happen in training. It never really, like, usually matches, everything works out well.
Well, you'd rather mess up in training than mess up in front of a crowd.
100%.
You know what I mean? So you train hard, and then you shouldn't have to fight.
And even when you do get injured at training, you still get up and get back into the ring and keep going.
Yeah.
That's the way we do it.
I don't care if your arm's hanging off, get in, take a spray and bust it.
Who was Pure Filth's most memorable match against?
Our memorable match.
We've done loads of cool stuff. I don't know. I think that DG match, I think that's always one that's cool to look back on because the layout with the entrance and all and the green lights, it just felt cool out the belts and all the time as well. It was just a good time. Honestly, the question is different if it's memorable for fans or memorable for us. For me, I'm never going to forget Portugal.
Yeah.
It felt like a riot. Making that entrance, and we were literally like fighting the crowd. Like,
I would say Portugal for sure. Wrestling Red Eagle and a brew on the first night of Portugal. The crowd over there were just so hot that it was unbelievable when we came out. But for me as well, I think another match that I enjoy is probably our match in Portaferry with Dead Gorgeous.
Yeah. I
think that was one of my top favourite matches together.
The test as well.
The what?
Test for the best ladder match we were in. Call.
Oh, that was a good one as well. Yeah, we've been in a few hardcore ladder matches together, which have been pretty cool as well.
The last one standing with Pyro as well.
Yeah, that was great.
Well, speaking of matches, guys, let's go to the watch long and see some matches of these guys in action. Keaton, you can keep firing away, but I'm going to pull us into the watch long screen here, and we'll just keep chatting away here. Keaton, you're gonna have to speak up louder now because the match is playing. It's hard to hear you.
So we know DD, Crooks and Sage Valentine are one of the best heel wrestlers in all of NIPW. What makes a good heel?
Continue.
The best heel wrestlers in all of NIPW. What makes a good heel?
I mean, I don't know what all this heel and face talk really is. I mean, we go out there, we're just ourselves. Most of the people in the general vicinity of the Carried Up Dojo just happen to have peed us off a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, we're not bad people. We just get a bad rap, and like I'm sick of it. See the amount of injustices that have happened to us, and it's just fine because we're heels. It's insane. But what makes a good heel is it's a terrible question, Keaton. We're not heels. We're great people. We're lovely. We took time out.
You guys can see the match playing, right? Who is this you're facing, Crooks?
This is Stevie Fee. This is the Slick from G-Town. I'm pretty sure he's a convict. I don't even know how he's here. I think he should be locked up.
I think he has been locked up.
Definitely has been locked up.
What is your vision for Pure Filth's world?
I want us to wear black, that's for sure.
Black and chains.
Leather. Be too scary for you. You'd have to stay under your bed.
How do you plan to win over fans to join you in Pure Filth Revolution?
How do I plan to get fans to join me?
Yep.
Oh, they don't have a choice. We'll be in charge. We'll just rule with an iron fist.
Who from the NIPW roster has the qualities to join Pure Filth?
What?
Has the qualities to join Pure Filth?
Yeah.
I look at Cowboy Phil.
Do you know what?
I think you could dirty up the Cowboy.
I know I'm going to go against myself here, right? But personally, I think Stevie Fee could be a part of Pure Filth.
Nah, he tried to kill me.
But he has that fire that we have.
It's the killer instinct, and that's what we look for in people. Like, seeing this match, I won't spoil it. But he does something in this match that a face would never do. So you might be onto something there.
I'm just saying.
What about Half Dan? Do you ever see him joining Pure Filth?
He can't even speak English, mate. I don't know how. Like,
how do you think we could communicate with a Viking?
He's nuts. There's no rules there.
I mean.
And was the Canary Kid not filthy enough to stay in Pure Filth?
No.
He just didn't have what it took.
It's just no.
We gave him all the opportunity to join Pure Filth and to be with Pure Filth, and he just couldn't do it.
The only thing he's good at, you guys, is running his mouth.
You're right.
Yeah.
I have to say.
And he loves to run it.
Besides yourself, who's an upcoming tag team or wrestler to look out for
In NIPW or just in wrestling in general?
in wrestling in general?
What do you think?
I think Cannon.
Cannon?
I think there's something with Cannon. What's his name? Christopher Cannon?
Oh, Chris Canyon. Cannon? Is it Cannon? Is it Cannon? Yeah.
He's not bad. I think Brandon Jenkins is going to be one to watch under our roof.
Yeah.
Brandon, was that the one that Canary went against last time out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown's cool.
Kind of reminded me a little bit of a Stan Hansen kind of character.
Yeah. He puts up the stand quite a bit.
Yeah, he
I think
likes
it's actually Stan's second removed.
What's your most embarrassing moment you've had in pro wrestling?
None.
Losing my NXT Junior Heavyweight title to Canary Kid.
That is embarrassing.
That was embarrassing. And fair enough. It was a big move. He hit me with a big ass move and he pinned me 1, 2, 3. But just sitting there afterwards and knowing that I'd let down everyone on this island by letting that fool take that belt from me. Or sorry, that championship from me. That was embarrassing. And by the way, guys, put in, even though Stevie Fee sucks and I hate him, that match you just watched was Stevie Fee's first ever singles match.
Crazy.
Put in pretty good shift. Took me more than 10 minutes.
Just waiting to see who's going to go through this table here. There we go.
This is 2 out of 3 tables match. That's the same principles of a 2 out of 3 falls match, only obviously table breaks instead of pinfalls. This was my sick idea.
So wrestling is, especially in the NIPW, it's selling out quicker than 24 hours. What is it? What is this big boom in pro wrestling in Northern Ireland?
This, Keaton, us, Pure Filth, is what's selling all them tickets out every single week.
Look, we're the main. If we're not the main, we're the main talking point. That's all I'm going to say. People pay to see people try to beat up Pure Filth. And most times, other than not, no one gets the job done.
So, guys, I'm going to ask you kind of a behind-the-scenes question here a little bit more. But, you know, as heels, sometimes you get into it so much that you're doing such a good job, you get fans that just go too far. Have you ever had a fan get to the point where you thought it was going to get out of line?
In Portugal, anytime we're there, people are punching us, kicking us, grabbing us, throwing drinks over us, spitting on us, calling us slurs. Anything under the sun. In situations like that, they want to put their hands on us. We'll put our hands back on them. They open that door, we'll close it.
Right, and that's always been the cardinal rule, you know, forever. So, have you ever had to do that?
Yeah, just the other week.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's why it's such a good memory, because it was crazy. It was like it was a riot.
Yeah, it was.
The same people who were attacking us during our entrance were buying us drinks after the show. It was the show.
More heat, the better.
If you could have a match with anyone in pro wrestling, NIPW, WWE, TNA, anywhere, who would it be with?
Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah.
Very good.
Motor City Machine Guns, or maybe the House of Black would be a cool one.
That'd be an awesome one.
Pure Filth versus House of Black was pretty cool.
What a match.
What else? Do you know what? I would actually love to do Pure Filth versus the Hardy Boys. I think that would just be like
The
a full
Dudleys,
circle.
man. I was wrestling the Dudleys.
So how'd you come up with the name? How'd you come up with the name Punk Rock Kid, and what happened to the Punk Rock Kid?
He died, Keaton. You just killed him. It just kind of another one of them things writes itself. I'm not really like playing anything in wrestling that I'm not. Like that was kind of the kid I grew up as. And then when I started wrestling, I'm like, well, this is who I am. I'll just put it right in front of the world and see how they take it. How did they take it, Keaton? He turned on me. He's all turned on me. 3 matches in, he's were booing me because I decided to work someone's leg. How evil of me to try and have an objective. So you just killed the Punk Rock Kid. That's what happened to him. The fans killed him, and now he's dead and gone.
So, Crooks, have you ever been a face?
Yeah, no, I started out with good intentions. Yeah,
Yeah.
plenty of. Just
You
from
know,
back.
we've always said it's much more fun to be a heel.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you can just mess with the crowd and everything. I mean, and really, honestly, if a heel's not getting heat, there's something wrong. It shouldn't be a problem for a heel to get heat. You know, if you're doing your job right.
I go this back.
And Sage, what's your favorite tattoo, and what tattoo means the most to you?
Do you know what? That's a really good question. I've two. I've got filth tattooed across my stomach, and I've got to be a bit personal. I've got my mum's name, who passed away a few years ago, on my eyebrow, and that probably is the most meaningful one.
You're getting to the point where you're not having much room to get any more tattoos on you, right?
Do you know what? I went to get tattooed last Monday, and I stripped down to find room. Couldn't find anywhere, and I had to go for like a small part of my ankle because the real estate's going. You know what I mean?
Have you ever felt like giving it up, and what keeps you going?
Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never thought about giving it up. I'm enjoying it too much, and I've only been in wrestling for like a year. Do you know what I mean? So I still feel like I'm very, very like early into my career of wrestling. But I'm enjoying it every single step.
You have highs and ups for everything, but it's almost like you trade in. I said highs and you have highs and lows and everything, but it's almost like you trade in your lows to earn them highs. So like, yeah, it's tough and it's hard, but you don't quit because you know, well, this is going to be really tough and hard, but we're doing this right now. So then when I get to here, I can enjoy this and it's going to be awesome. So like, I've never thought of quitting, but it definitely gets tough. But the thing that keeps you going is just that, like, I've got this show at the end of the month, or like, oh, I'm going here for a seminar, and like, as well, like being in a tag team. Another thing that keeps you going is like the accountability. Like, I need to be going because I know this guy wants it, and he needs to be going because he knows I want it. So that helps a lot as well.
Yeah. Sometimes fans don't realize in the indie business, it's not like it's a full-time job for you guys. You guys have regular lives and everything outside of this, and sometimes regular jobs. So, yeah. Now I get caught up in some of the comments coming through here, Keaton, and let's start with Canary Kid. He says, "But I have zero regrets leaving Pure Filth. 2 months after doing so, I whooped Crooks, took his title, and became the longest ever holder of that title, Pure Schmucks."
Well, I mean, the title's been about, is it like a year old, maybe 2 years old? So calm down. I'm sure someone will beat it pretty soon. Alpha's not doing bad.
What's Canary Kid did since then? What has he done?
His main talking point was taking the belt from me, and it was the main talking point because it was me who he took it.
And I think if I could be wrong, but I believe he blames you for losing his belt now as well. I don't know if you know that because he says I think you were the one that got pinned in the
Yeah, well,
scramble.
I should have had a fair one-on-one rematch for the belt. I didn't get a rematch for the belt until like 3 or 4 months down the line when I got into that gauntlet scramble match. Like, come on, no, I can't even. It annoys me so much.
And then Wrestling Insider says, "How many members do you plan to have in this filthy faction?"
Well, there's no members. You're a brother if you're not. This is a
Your family, you're not members.
We have one other member of Pure Filth who represents us down in CAW, Complete Anarchy Wrestling. His name's Bobby Blaze, Dirty Rotten Bobby Blaze, and he's Pure Filth. But as far as more members, I don't know. I mean, people need to impress, people need to catch our eye, and no one really does that.
And then Peter Brown is wanting to know who is both of your wrestling idols.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this guy too.
Because I look up to him for how much he pushes himself. Because he's a busy dude.
And vice versa.
And then TZS Videos wants to know if there's any plans for Pure Filth merch.
We have loads of merch, we just don't have a web store, so we need to get a web store.
Yeah, we need to just set up a web store and get on top of it a wee bit. We've had a lot of requests for Pure Filth merch, but again, you know, we maybe not want everyone wearing our merch. So it takes someone to wear Pure Filth and represent it.
It's kind of a click, you know what I mean? You don't really go out that sort of thing.
And then Darren, I just got two more, Keaton, then I'll cut it loose with you. Darren wants to know, will there be Pure Filth seminars down the line?
No, never. And I'll tell you why. See if we have tactics and secrets to win wrestling matches. Why on earth would we give them to people who are going to end up in the same industry as us? That's foolish. All of our secrets and all that, kept on their key, locked, not for public viewing.
And then finally, Chris Cannon says, thanks for shouting out the Cannon Pure Filth. What advice would you give to an up-and-coming wrestler looking to make a name for themselves?
Stay out of our way. It's pretty good advice.
Train hard.
If you train hard, your matches should never be harder than your training.
And I just got a question, Sage. Did you ever get a title shot when Canary had that belt?
This is the thing.
Stay calm.
This is the
Stay
thing.
calm.
I've never ever been offered a title shot ever in NIPW. And Keaton will. And Keaton will. That's true.
Yes, Chris for the NWF.
That isn't true. I wrestled Chris for the resolution belt. Sorry, my memory is not the best. Long weekend. But for the NXT junior belt, I have not got a shot at it yet. And Keaton will tell you, every match that I've been in, it's been a 5-star match, I'd say, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, I think it'd be cool for you to wear a belt, but let me ask you a question. Does this guy look like a junior?
Right, I know. I keep reminding. I have to remind Canary that all the time. That's a junior title. That's not like a world heavyweight title or anything like that. So maybe a better question would be: do you have any any thoughts of maybe going after Mercer for his belt?
Well, after
Show up for work.
yeah, if Mercer showed up for work, that would be good as well. But if he didn't get his foot in the rope after I literally had him pinned for the 1-2-3 after hitting him the codebreaker, I'd be sitting here right now with the resolution belt on my shoulder. Same with Crooks. If it wasn't for Half Dan or Canary or Stevie Fee, he'd be sitting here for the junior heavyweight title. Do you know what I mean? We'd be sitting here champions.
If you want to actually pull it all the way back, I'd still be sitting in the NXT Junior Heavyweight Championship. And Chris not being at ringside for the match with Canary Kid. Why was Chris at ringside for the match with Canary Kid? Like, that makes no sense. That threw me so much. If you know your history, me and Chris, we've had battles with each other. And just seeing his stupid big head at ringside for that whole match threw my whole game plan off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think wasn't that like his first time back in a while at that show too?
Like seeing a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And randomly just wanted to show up and be the ring announcer.
Yeah, around a championship match that his old rival was in. Can no one smell like BS? Come on.
So this one's for Didi and Sage. I can see your promos are absolutely incredible. You know, you make some really good heel promos. The last one was actually so good. What's the key to making great promos?
I just talk. Too many people start talking like this, and they're like this, and I don't believe it for a second. Like, just talk, and if you truly feel how you feel, it's going to convey itself in your tone and your cadence and what you're saying in your material.
If you believe it, they'll believe it.
Don't do the wrestler voice. Don't try and cut it like it's still the 80s. Like, we live in a time where realistically it needs to be more realistic. You need to the cartoony shtick doesn't work anymore unless you have it's a gimmick. But just, I don't know. I believe what I say in my promos, and I think that's why they translate the way they do.
I know you've wrestled for SIW, win their championship 2 times, I think. Am I right?
Well, I've had their belt, but I never wrestled for them. I don't even think they know I was the champion. But our coach Nate, he won that belt on his way out of SIW, and then just took it because he was the champion, and I beat him for it. But no, I Chris for it. I don't know. This is the very beginning, but yeah, I'm 2-time SIW champion. But the second time I lost it, Nate won it and then just retired it. So I never got to have my rematch for that either. I could write a book about getting screwed over.
What was it like?
Go ahead.
What was it like being the second ever NXT Junior Heavyweight Champion?
I mean, I kind of see it as the first because I was the first one to do anything with it and bring it somewhere. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. Sick looking championship. I was proud to represent the company that I came from. Maybe if not everyone in that company was proud to have me as a representative, but need I say less, I was very happy with that belt around my waist. And this coming Saturday, I face Halfdan for that belt in a last man standing match, so who knows?
That's this coming Saturday. That's the next one.
This Saturday, yeah.
So yeah, maybe you might become the first. I'm kind of curious who would become the first 2-time champion with that belt. Maybe you might have that opportunity then, right?
2-time Crooks sounds good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
For your upcoming match with Halfdan, what is your message to Halfdan before this match?
I mean, if you're gonna be a Viking, run about with an axe, run about with a bow and arrow, don't miss. Don't miss. And if you're gonna shoot or you're gonna swing your axe, aim for the head. Because I'm sick to the teeth of just letting people run about my promotion like they're champs or like they're some hot stuff when I've been here from day one setting the standard.
And guys, this is who we were talking about earlier, Chris Mercer. This is the latest, one of the more recent tag team matches these guys had. Pure Filth against Chris Mercer and the Halfdan. We've been talking about him, so everybody knows.
Let's talk about my gear. Look how good my gear is. Champion City gear. Thank you. I'm just whispering in his ear there, as you can see, just telling him how much I appreciate him for coming back and really saving our company.
So, Crooks, you get rid of the singlet then?
Yeah, I just wanted to switch it up. I like leather.
Yeah.
Bit of a golf like that.
So, I'm very, very curious. How did you guys meet in wrestling or outside of wrestling?
We met at a skate park.
That's actually the true story. We met in a skate park.
Met at a skate park. And then he came into wrestling and I was like, he's mine.
Yeah, literally.
So you said you met him in a skate park?
We literally met in a skate park. I think it was generally over lockdown.
Yeah.
It was over lockdown.
So you're both skaters then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been skaters for years, but we met just randomly, and we even clicked back then, just briefly. And then when I started in NIPW, Crooks was there, and I just was like, I'm going with this guy because this guy, he was, thinking of all the people in the room at the time. Crooks was the guy that I wanted to be with because he was the best. He was the best, you know what I mean?
And what other wrestling companies have you wrestled in, apart from NIPW?
We've wrestled in CAW. We've wrestled in CTW. We've wrestled in Hard Knocks.
Did a wee bit for Titanic.
Crooks did some work for Titanic a few years ago. And I think that's all.
Wrestled for Marty. The start as well, wasn't it? Still a goodie. That's it.
Yeah, you know what? For the short time, there's been a lot of places that we've done like.
Boy, I see Mercer doing the foot stomp hits, and so that's something I haven't seen all the time. I mean, we used to do it that way all the time. But now they do like the slap thing now,
And I understand that you used to be really good friends with Chris Mercer. Whatever happened to that friendship?
I grew up with Chris, but then he I don't know, he really started acting like he was this mentor and guiding light and all this stuff for me. And to be honest, he never was. He was just trying to take credit for something. Now that I started to get good at wrestling, he started to try and brand himself as a mentor or an older brother role to me. And we grew up together, but he was never all that, and he was never there for me before. So that's why I clobbered him in the head with a chair in the middle of the ring.
Here at NPW will be touring to different places. Where's the place that Pure Filth want to tour in the most?
I mean, Belfast.
Where do we want to go?
Yeah, the city centre. would be right in the middle of Belfast, where all the train stations are, so everyone can get out, people can have a drink in the bars and all, and they can come watch some wrestling. I'd love to do something like that in the city centre. Like,
Have you guys had a show there before at the city center?
they're all city centre, but that would be awesome. That's like
Yeah.
my big goal. The big goal would be like to run one of the big rooms in Belfast.
The big goal, to be honest, the big goal would be to go to Japan. That's what me and Crooks want to do.
Yeah.
We want to go wrestle in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like guys that do get over there, when you get noticed a lot of places if you make a mark over there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully things are going well.
I mean, that's really what got Sean Waltman noticed was when he went to Japan. You know, then he got noticed by the WWF. You know.
So when you travel to different companies, do you get paid for the shows over in CTW? You know?
That's
I guess that's confidential.
That's confidential, but we never complain.
We're always looked after.
Yeah, we're taken care of. I mean, why wouldn't you take care of us? We're stars. We draw.
Is there a secret from behind the scenes in the NIPW?
Is there a secret behind NWF?
Well, I suppose behind Pure Filth's success.
No,
Just teamwork.
be better than everyone else around you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Work harder than anyone in the room,
And then some.
and then some.
Darren's got a question, you guys. He says, Keaton, can you remember what you said when you saw Sage Valentine's first match?
No, I don't remember. No.
Yeah, that's your dad wanting to know.
Do you know what? I actually remember this. I knew this. I know this.
Oh wait, I said you were like a professional, didn't I?
Go ahead, Keaton. You can explain.
Yeah, I remember now. So I said you were a professional. And because I haven't seen you before, I thought you were maybe from a different company, like CAW or something, from a different place.
So, Crusher, when I had my first match for NIPW, it was in a battle royal, a Halloween battle royal, and obviously no one knew who I was, but we quickly seemed to let everyone know in that match who we were.
All right.
Darren's got a question for me. He says, Crusher, you normally see wrestlers from yesteryear in the guests. Like I always bring up comparisons of who they remind me from back in the day. Do these guys remind you of anyone? Well, you know, with Crooks, just for an NWF comparison, Pretty Boy Taylor's style is very much Crooks and him would I could see that as a tag team. You know, they were very much the same as their heel character goes. But as far as in the business, you know, these guys are so unique that I don't know if I can see anybody back in the day. It's a real unique combination. I'm a little exotic Adrian Street a little bit, but not with take the feminine stuff out of it. A little bit with Crooks, I would say, but I don't know. It's hard. I would say you guys are pretty unique. It's hard for me to see a comparison from anybody back in the day.
We respect that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know you're saying you can't see anyone from back in the day, but I can kind of relate to someone. So
Sure.
Malachi Black from AEW.
You're just building that off our appearance. That's quite your typecasting us. That's not nice. You're just grilling us. Why? Because we've got some tattoos. Like neither of us are from Amsterdam.
And let's be real, our entrance music's way better than the House of Black's entrance music.
Oh,
You make the entrance music, don't you?
Huh?
Do you make that entrance music? I think you do, don't you?
No, that entrance music, I am in a band, yes, but that entrance music isn't by my band. That entrance music is by a band called Code Orange, and the song that we come out to is Our World. Or it's called My World, sorry. Well, it's Our World.
This guy's like a little pit bull in here.
that's half done. It's a gang.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing you've said to get over as a heel?
The worst thing he's ever said?
Yeah.
Crooks has said
I've said a lot of
bad
things, but I'm not going to say them here because they're not exactly TV friendly. But I'll tell you the worst thing I have done as a heel to get over. Hop and Paddy, fella that we had on our roster at the very beginning. He bless his heart. He did the best he could. He wrestled with a disability. He had a hearing aid. The fella's partially deaf. And I didn't do it to get hate or anything. I did it to win the match, but it got hate as a result. But yeah, I took his hearing aid out and broke it, and then I bell clapped him, and I think I rung the ring bell against his head as well. So yeah, I'm up for
Did you really break it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty filthy.
You never send a deaf man to war. He can't hear the shot that puts him down. You know.
CTW sounds amazing when you were touring around there. Where's the next trip for CTW with you?
I'm in CTW from the 13th until the 16th of September. I don't know what I'm doing there yet, but I'll be battering some Portuguese people.
Did you see any of the footage of that, Keaton?
No, I didn't see any of it. No. Oh no, I saw a bit of it. I saw your entrance, I think.
Yeah.
Well, back to these tag team titles. I understand, though, if they do come in, that Dead Gorgeous is really wanting to get these belts.
Yeah, but Dead Gorgeous are no one, like, or nobody.
Oh.
And, like, Dead Gorgeous, have to remember, right, so, it's Dead Gorgeous and it's us. That's the two tag teams that exist in NIPW. When it comes down to results, we've beat Dead Gorgeous and they haven't a single pinfall over us. So, like, I mean, we'll wrestle them for the belts, but they're not going to win.
And any time we've ever stepped in the ring with Dead Gorgeous, it's always been the same result. We've always won.
Fair enough. Jordan can go, but he's tag teaming with another kid.
And to be fair, the kid that he's tag teaming with does nothing but hold him back.
Yeah.
So Dead Gorgeous is no threat to us.
They can't even get on the same page.
So I would take it if they were to win those belts, be one pissed off Pure Filth on the with the results of that, huh?
It's just not. It's not.
It's just not on our
It's
radar.
not possible.
Yeah, it's not
A
possible.
loss to them isn't possible. Their own family like us more than them.
And that's fact.
That's fact. His granny loves me.
So right now, just so everybody knows, these guys, they're wrestling the two champions in NIPW in this particular tag team match right here.
That's bad teamwork there.
See
between
that?
Halfdan and
See
Chris.
that? Fools. Look at that. Code breaker. Face broken.
Oh,
Easy.
Look how excited I'm getting at the thought of this.
yeah. Well, Pure Filth are a better tag team than Chris Mercer and Halfdan, but you have to remember, you faced them two. And what was the result at that point? As singles wrestlers, you're not as good
I'm
as.
pretty sure I have more wins over Chris than Chris has over me. Keaton.
And as well, Keaton, you were at ringside when me and Chris had our match for the Resolution belt. Is that right?
Yeah.
And from your reaction, I think you could agree that you thought that I was going to win that match.
No.
Nah, I don't know about that.
I don't know. Like,
And just so everybody caught it, these guys just beat them guys in that match. So they beat the two championship holders. So if there is tag team titles coming on the horizon, I would think Pure Filth would be involved.
You'd like to? I mean, we just beat the two top single champions in the roster. Like, come on.
we're just beating champions. That's what we do. You know what I mean?
So here I have a list of wrestlers. So we're going to start with Sage and NDD. So I have a list of wrestlers. Tell me what your opinion is of them. So Crush Mercer.
Not
So,
Nate Maddox.
Not Filth.
Nando Libre.
Not Filth.
scum as well.
Canary Kid.
Was Filth. Not Filth.
John McCann.
Not Filth.
Dead Gorgeous.
Not
No,
Filth.
nowhere near Filth.
Ken Wrestles.
Not Filth, no. Not Filth.
Brandon Jenkins.
Could be Filth. Bit of chewing tobacco. Stiffen up them lariats, but just yet, not
Maybe a bit of a
Filth.
tune-up, yeah.
Stevie Fee.
He's got potential.
Smick. Not Filth.
Chris Cannon.
Needs bigger trunks. Not Filth.
So and then the new guy that's coming in from the crowd, that guy who made his debut in the Monster Mash, he looks like he could be filthy.
Andrew.
Yeah.
He's smelly enough, but not Filth.
He'd be a good addition to Pure Filth, I think.
You think he'd be a good addition?
Oh, did I miss the memo when he became our manager? What's going on here?
Jolene.
Jolene?
Uh-huh.
Not Filth.
Oh, Filth. He sucks.
And last of all, Johnny McElroy.
Filth?
Filth?
Filth, yeah. He's a good spot.
He's Filth.
He's a good spot.
So I mean, is there? It sounds like there's not a whole lot of people you're interested in coming into Pure Filth.
The whole lot.
All I'm hearing is not filth, not filth, not filth.
Yeah.
What about a manager though? Would you ever consider having a manager, or is it not? It would have to be somebody really filthy to fit that role.
For a manager,
we kind of manage our own, don't we? Like, if he's in the singles, I'm there for him. If I'm in a singles, he's there for me. If we're at a tag, we're both there for each other. I don't think it's necessary, really.
And even when I'm not there for Crooks and Crooks isn't there for me, we still get the job done. We still know what has to be done.
Handle our own, like, yeah.
Have you ever had a situation go wrong where you bumped into each other or something went sideways and you had a little beef in the ring with each other?
All the time.
All the time.
But we're not like you see so many tag teams nowadays. It's like, you hit me, we're gonna have a 6-month feud now, and it's like, nah, like, I hit him trying to do something where I was trying to hurt the other guy, or he hit me trying to do something where we're trying to hurt the other guy. We can watch it back and be like, oh, that was dumb, and then move on. You know what I mean? We train with each other.
Yeah.
We kick the heads off each other. Like, we love to fight. Quoting the famous fella from here. Like,
Finlay.
if you're one of these people who are going to throw the toys out of the pram over the first, like, accident that happens, we're never meant to tag, or is, you know what I mean? Like,
and if anyone's seen the way me and Crooks train together, they will know that a slap in the face or a kick to the head or
it's nothing.
It's nothing.
So I know you guys mentioned Japan, but have you had any interest in coming to the United States, to North America, anywhere?
I'd love to.
Love to.
Love to. Love to.
What will your legacy be when you hang up the boot?
The filthiest wrestlers who ever done it.
Yeah. A legacy of Pure Filth.
Well, we'll see more tables matches with Pure Filth. It seems like Pure Filth have been destroyed in tables matches lately. Well, being destroyed, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, it didn't really go great. But, I mean, I'm in a last man standing match on Saturday, so I'm always tied to some sort of gimmick match.
And Keaton, do you really think Nando Libre is going to beat me?
He could, like.
He could.
Losing
Losing streak?
Yeah.
Losing streak.
Not just win a match.
A tag team match.
We just beat the
You
two
say that like tag
champions.
team, like you say that like a tag team win is below a singles win. Like, a win's a win. I don't know what you're talking about.
Especially when it's over the champions of the company.
Yeah, we just beat your top guys.
So, who are the unsung heroes in NIBW?
That's the silliest question you could have asked, because you know what we're going to tell you, Keaton. Who is it, Keaton?
Pure Filth.
Yes,
That's what you're going to say.
we got a winner, chicken dinner.
Now, I got a question. Keaton, you're training right now in the juniors. So come a time, will there ever come a time, would Wrestling Revolution Keaton have what it takes to become Pure Filth down the line?
He grew out his fringe a bit, started smoking Hail Marys. No, I think Keaton would do best if he just stayed far away from bad boys like us. We wouldn't want to taint him.
And I think me and Crooks have told Keaton this before. When he is ready and he has done his training, we will happily step in the ring and face Keaton.
Oh yeah, we got beef. We're waiting, Keaton. We're waiting.
All you have to do is put the boots on, kid.
I've got a timer set.
So, at the seminar with Damien Corbin today, I saw female training. How would you ever let a female into Pure Filth? That'd be a great addition to Pure Filth.
I mean, if you're filth, you're filth. It doesn't really matter if you're a boy or a girl. You know what I mean?
If you got what it takes, then we can have words.
Yeah.
And is there anyone on the Titanic or anywhere else, or just in wrestling in general, anywhere that has what it takes to be in Pure Filth?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say when Luke Gallows was Festus, maybe, but currently no.
No.
People just it's just one of them things as well where you could maybe see someone who kind of looks like the same sort of thing we've got going on. You're like, oh, that'd be a perfect fit. But how we look is like the surface of it. It's about the mentality.
Yeah.
It's about it's
who we are as people. It's more than just this. It's more than just the image and the chains and the jacket. It's the way me and Crooks work. We're all about wrestling.
That's the click.
Yeah.
It doesn't click. Yeah, like we're not going to force anything.
And we're not going to bring anyone that's going to distance me and him away from each other.
100%. Yeah. You see.
So I think that's what you want. I think that's what you're trying to do. You're asking about Titanic. You're asking about CAW. You're asking about CTW. You're trying to get who would be good for Filth. Who would be good. We don't want anyone. I've got him, and he's got me.
Well put.
That's all we need, Keaton.
I'm straight.
So, what's the one piece of advice you heard in your early days of wrestling that still makes sense now?
Go first.
If you think you're going fast, slow down. If you think you're going slow, slow down. Slow down. Always slow down. You have to remember what you're doing in the ring might seem like you're going quick, but your perception of it and the crowd's perception of it are two things that couldn't be further apart. It's hard to identify that at the start because you're wrestling in front of no one, so you can't tell that.
I think the one good advice that I got was just take it all in, because it goes so quick. You go out for like a 20-minute match and it could go like in the click of a finger. So like when you're out there, maybe it's your entrance or maybe after the match you've won, or even when you're just standing on top of the turnbuckle to celebrate, just take it all in. You know what I mean? Enjoy it.
Another good bit of advice. Like you get a lot of people who've been training for like 6 months, 7 months or whatever. And they're like, oh, I've trained for a while now. Like I really think I'm ready. Like, and they think that now that they've trained for a couple months that they're a made wrestler. But like your training doesn't start until you're working in front of an audience. Like you can learn it's like driving. You learn theory, but it's not going to matter until you start your practical. Like you need to know how to work a crowd, and you can't do that when you're wrestling in a gym in front of nobody. So don't think I've done a couple of months of training, now I know what I'm doing. Like I'm still in training, this guy's still in training, you're always learning, but you don't start learning until you're applying your trade on the job in front of a crowd doing shows.
Yeah, and this is why, Keaton, remember we talked with Mitch how they're doing their juniors training over there. They have house shows for that. It's a friends and family kind of show for the trainers. And it's a great way to start, because until you get in front of a crowd, it's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think eventually that hopefully Nathan can start doing with you guys when you get to, but you got to be ready for it, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Well, I mean, we run shows every month out of our gym, and people who train with us will eventually get a shot on the show, but they need to understand that, like, you're going to have a bad match. You're gonna you're not gonna at the start. It's gonna be rocky, but you need to put the reps in to get to the point in which you're comfortable and with your work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's no other. This business of getting over nerves in front of a crowd, the only way that goes away is when you actually do it.
Yeah.
There's no way to train for that. You know.
No. That's why I'm a big believer. Training doesn't start until you start working a crowd. And no one's like. Don't go into your first couple of matches thinking, oh, this is my WrestleMania performance, because I did that. I wanted every match to be the best match on the card, no matter where it was on the card. But it's so important just to treat every match like a learning experience, and to go in and be like, right, well, we're not going to have a half an hour barn burner, but I'm going to come out of this knowing that this works to do it next time, or this doesn't work, so I'll leave it out. Stuff like that. Like you're not learning until you're wrestling in front of a crowd, truthfully.
Yeah, and like you said, botches are going to happen, and it's going to happen even after. But it's just knowing how to work past it and keep going, And those are the kind of things you'll learn, like you said, as you get in do matches in front of crowds. It's all part of the territory.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that lots of NIPW wrestlers have been going over to CTW, like Brandon Jenkins and more. I think Dead Gorgeous as well. Pure Filth have been coming over, obviously. but I haven't been seeing CTW wrestlers in NIPW. When will they make a return trip to the dojo?
I'm not sure. I mean, it could be any time, but that's the thing with wrestling. Like, everything's like a DM away or a message away, and these things are set up, and then you're off to somewhere. You know what I mean? So it could be within the next couple of shows, or it might not. It just depends on who shows up and when they show up. You just got to be there to see it.
And we'll be ready when they come.
Oh yeah.
And Crooks and Sage, do you guys have any say as all with the booking? Like, do you ever have opinions, or maybe does Nate listen to you as far as any ideas you might have, or do you have any kind of say in how your finishes will ever go, or anything like that?
Well, I mean, we get told he's over, and then you work with him. If Nathan has some sort of angle that he wants pushed, he'll talk to you about it. But really, kind of left to your own devices.
Yeah, most of the time.
Stupid.
Yeah, most of the time, Nathan. If we have a good idea and we want to do something, like he'll let us do it. If it's a good idea, that is, you know what I mean. He's not just gonna let you go with just something. Oh, I've seen this on the internet. Want to do that? It's like, no,
Right.
You'll want to know that we're serious about it, and you know, it works for us.
And do you guys come up with ideas? Like, do you have your own thing?
All the
Yeah.
time. Me and Crooks are constantly on the phone, constantly coming up. Like, me and Crooks have basically like a 10-year plan in our heads that we've spoke about for ages, and it's just, again, it just
So you've road mapped it out.
It'd be really nice if we could just leave like where we train, and then it just like leaves your brain alone, but it doesn't.
No.
Like, my brain is wrestling 24/7. If it's not ideas for a match, it's ideas for moves or transitions or feuds. And to be honest, I wish it would turn off sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Well,
don't.
But that's what separates people that are committed and not committed in this business. When you're in this, doing this stuff, it is a 24/7 thing. It's on your mind all the time.
Yeah, you can't just
And
be up in training.
whether you're in the ring or not, you're always thinking it, talking it, working it out, figuring things. It's a 24/7 type of business.
Yep, 100%.
Especially if you watch wrestling all the time, as much as we do as well. Like, we watch a lot of wrestling.
Right. I mean, that's obviously, and you may not be copying things outright, but there's a lot I can remember back in the day, I'd see things I'm like, I like that, but I could alter that, or I could change that. Or, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Things that go fit with other things.
Do you know what? I'll put that out there, and Keaton, this is for you. I still have not seen anyone do more of a devastating double team finish than me and Crooks' Our World.
I agree, to be fair.
Pretty cool finish.
Can't disagree with that one.
Oh, can I ask you a question? What's this guy's finisher?
What?
What's my partner Sage? What's his finishing move?
Kiss of Sage?
No? What's the other one?
What's it called? I can't remember.
Anytime I hit the executioner,
The
spin,
front slam.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Keaton always says, he's kicked out of Sage's finisher.
Not his finisher.
That's not my finisher.
You're burying my boy.
I thought it was your finisher.
A code breaker's his finisher. He's beat everyone with it.
Well, so I guess Halloween is your favorite holiday over Christmas and over all the other holidays. It's pretty easy to see. How are you going to make this Halloween show filthy?
This Halloween show, didn't we already have it?
I mean, no, this Christmas show, filthy.
Okay.
Well, Christmas is cancelled because the Pure Belt Boys are in town and everyone's getting coal. If you're not getting coal, you're getting Our World. So
it's the filth that stole Christmas.
The filth that stole Christmas.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
And then the next holiday show will be whatever we do in February. This isn't official, but it's as official as it will be to me. Whatever we do in February is the DD Crooks birthday bash, and I don't care who says what. That's what we're doing. That's the name of the show, and no one gets booked unless they bring me a present.
I'll tell you something, guys. I think we've scared the bird away. I haven't seen the Canary Kid posting now in a long time since the
What time is it, sorry?
wrathing we've given him.
Bedtime?
Yeah, it's probably past his bedtime. He's got his GCSEs to do in the morning.
Yeah. We'll be down the local subway just stomping a mud hole in some poor guy.
So I'm just curious, like, is there anybody, I don't know if Canary's trying to get it back, who is going after that NIPW title from Half Down right now?
Well, I'm
that
chasing
junior
it.
title.
I'm chasing it.
Oh, right. You got a match coming up, sure, yeah.
Yeah. So he may hold
That's
on.
and that's this Saturday, right?
Yep.
Sorry, yeah.
Last
Is that
man,
one sold out, guys?
most likely. They always
Yeah.
do.
They
Yeah.
all our shows lately have all sold out a month in advance
Or within a day.
within a day, which is
That's crazy. That's
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
crazy.
Good stuff, though. I mean, it's good.
So you guys, I'm guessing with Pure Filth obviously getting more popular in Northern Ireland, you get a lot of bookings.
You'd like to think so, but I think some people are scared to book us.
I think a lot of places are scared to book Pure Filth because they know they just know what we're all about.
It's what is it? It's Arnold to the Slaughter booking us. You know what I mean? Like, you know what's gonna happen. We're gonna show up and make your guys look quick.
Yeah.
What would be your dream place to travel to for wrestling?
Japan or America or Mexico. The
Yeah.
big four, you know, Japan, America, Mexico, England. That's where I want to be. One of them scenes. Eventually, all them scenes. You know.
And
Maybe after we finish doing all that, we might go to the WWE.
Well, here's a question, guys. We had the Standard on a while back up there in Northern Ireland, in the other league. How do you compare Pure Filth to the Standard? Because that's one of their best heel factions up there.
I mean, they're good. Not Filth.
No, they're not us.
Not Filth.
I think we're willing to go more of the extra mile than them guys are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll do anything to win the match, and so will he.
Like they're good wrestlers and they have each other's back. But like, I'll die for this guy. He'll die for me. And we'll both die for Pure Filth. We'll spill blood for our brand.
You know, Keaton, they've been coming down for shows here and there. Some of them, that would be a match I'd like to see.
same, a big dream match.
Yeah.
Get it booked.
Keep dreaming.
This is the thing. I'm going to throw this in here. Me and Crooks will face any tag team on this island. Just book it and line it up. We will face them. That's an open challenge to any tag team in Northern Ireland or England. We will take it.
So this is a question for Sage here. So obviously you have a lot to balance in your life with, obviously you're a lead singer of a band and you do concerts, plus you're a professional wrestler. How do you balance your life to do them things?
Or is the band your other source of income? I don't know.
No, again, it's just I'm a barber. I work as a barber. I cut hair. So, but I also play in a band I called Embrace Execution. We were actually playing Cork last night. A really good show last night. But how do I balance wrestling and gigging? To be honest, you should ask my fiance this, but I just try my best to do everything.
He's just crazy.
I try my best to do everything.
Were you in the band before wrestling?
Yeah, I've been in bands since I was about 15 years of age.
So that helps. You know, it's not the same kind of crowd, but being in front of people definitely helps.
The sort of music that Embrace is, it comes from that sort of hardcore punk, style of music, and
that's wrestling.
That's wrestling, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? We just show up at shows. There's boys throwing arms, throwing legs, jumping from side to side, going crazy. And I guess that's just a wrestling show, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was. I'm not going to say it was easier to adapt because of being in the band, but it definitely gave me, like, being a lead singer in the band, I already had that confidence to be in front of people. But saying that, wrestling is completely different than being in a band. Completely different.
Obviously, Pure Filth are one of the most hated tag teams in all of the NIPW, and you'll get a lot of chants. And with you being such bad heels, you as you said there, you get kicked, hit. What chant gets under your skin the most?
What chant?
Yeah.
None of them.
No, none of them. People, I think people would assume I don't like the sister swimsuit stuff and all that, but like, I don't care. I know it's not my sister swimsuit. You didn't chant that when people like Andre the Giant were wearing singlets. So like, I just think it comes from
it's jealousy. It's jealousy.
It comes from a place of jealousy because the people who are chanting these things at us would never have the balls to stand up and do what we do. They don't, and they also don't get to express themselves. So they, of course, they loathe us because that's all we do is express ourselves. Although, well, just in wrestling in general, like the "You deserve it" chant sucks because no one deserves anything. You earn it. No one deserves anything. Wrestling doesn't owe anyone shit, for a lack of a better word. You earn what you're given in wrestling. You don't deserve anything. No one deserves a thing.
So this is kind of like a question outside of wrestling, but Sage, are you Dee Dee's barber?
There's actually a lot of wrestlers that I am their barber that you probably wouldn't know about, but I'm not Dee Dee's barber. Dee Dee's one of Dee Dee's best friends is a barber, and he's been cutting Crooks' hair for 10 years, so I wouldn't take that off him. I mean, loyalty's a big thing, especially when it comes to whoever cuts your hair. So I respect that.
And obviously, Dee Dee, you've been involved in so many great matches. But when you think about it, what do you think is the worst match you've ever had?
I don't even know this answer, to be honest.
So before he was, before he was a jackass, Chris and I tagged a few times, and for LDN, it's not a promotion we've worked for. LDN. For LDN, Chris and I wrestled a match, and it was a tag match against Rocky Star and someone else, I can't remember, forgive me. And it was awful. It was Chris and I were very early into our career. We didn't know how to work the crowd and keep them up, and the promoter wasn't happy at the end. And that's the only time I've ever had a promoter upset with me because of a match. So probably that one. That one. Maybe
Yeah, it's a learning experience though too. I mean, you'll never forget it, and those kind of things happen.
Yeah, this might have been like my 10th match. I'm like around 200 now, to put that into perspective.
I've always said you in order to succeed you need to fail. You don't succeed without failing at some point.
100%. I was actually just very lucky that I had a run of quite decent matches for my first couple of matches, and then kind of got shielded from that, and then had a stinker a little bit in, and was like, oh, that's how it feels.
And Dee Dee, what's your most meaningful tattoo?
I've got two as well. So one, my mum's name. This is my mum. And two, the Filth tattoo on the side of my head, because it's quite an obnoxious place to get it tattooed, and I kind of looked at it as like taking a bet on myself and the wrestling. You know what I mean?
It's a statement.
Like, I believe that this is going to work and I'm going to get somewhere with it, so much so that I'm going to plaster it across the side of my head.
Now, tattoos can hurt depending on where they get put. What's been the most painful tattoo you guys had?
Stomach.
I'm going to say the lower back is the worst.
That's what I'm getting tomorrow.
It's the worst.
I get my back tattooed tomorrow.
Rest in peace.
I've already got half of it done, so I know what I'm in for. Stomach really hurts.
I would think your thin-skinned areas, like your head.
Yeah, but the head tattoos aren't that bad.
No, they're all right. They're all right. The face and the head is actually...
The head's worse than the face.
Yeah.
The face is the easiest.
Face is easiest.
From what I've heard. But the head feels like a really tight haircut. Like, it doesn't feel nice, don't get me wrong, but it's bearable.
A haircut with a knife.
Yeah, haircut with a bit of glass on sunburn.
Yeah.
That's how tattoos feel. It feels like getting scraped while you've got sunburn with a screwdriver.
True.
What will our world look like if Pure Filth take over in 2025?
It'll just be on fire. Just burning. No, I don't.
You'll probably see the best wrestling of your life.
You'll see tag team championships over one shoulder, maybe two shoulders, couple of companies. You'll see single titles around both our waists as well, because we do it all. And everyone will be wearing merch, but you'll have like fan merch. You won't get like.
Oh, you won't get the exclusive.
The exclusive Pure Filth, because that's like earning your stripes or earning your cut or whatever. Like we don't have them about.
And if you do get that belt this week, will that change anything with Pure Filth?
No, business as usual. search and destroy.
Yep. Keep going.
Are pure filth living the wrestling dream, or is there more to achieve?
There's always more to achieve. If you become happy with where you're at, you'll plateau. You should always be chasing what's next. You should always be hungry. Going back to what you were saying about the belt, I think the most sensible thing, if I win that championship, which I will on Saturday, is probably just to take it to the nearest hardware shop, ask them to get their angle grinder out, their big belt saw, and just cut it in half. If they're not going to give us tag championships, we'll cut this belt in half and we'll use that.
We'll make use of something.
People will fight us for it.
What's next for pure filth?
Halfdan and Nando. But in the grand scheme of things, in the wider scale, hopefully more international bookings. I would like to work England a lot more.
Yeah.
I think that England will be the next sort of step. More work in Portugal as well and across Europe.
Or promotion in England?
I mean, I like Progress and Red Pro. I've been up there.
Yeah, obviously.
Like before I started training, like I was watching them like so much. People like Walter, and then all your British strong style guys, and Elia, and then Rev Pro. They have that deal with fucking excuse my language. Rev Pro have the deal with New Japan, so you've got all the guys in New Japan working there along with all their guys who are like fantastic. So like them two companies are like the tippy top of like where I'd want to work in England. But honestly, like work anywhere. You start from the bottom, you work your way up.
We just want to make a name for ourselves, to be honest.
We just want to wrestle. You know?
And don't worry, Crooks, you're not the first to throw the F-bomb. I've done it enough myself on this thing.
Also,
But listen, here's a question now. I'm just thinking this now. Is please tell me Canary Kid's not the first of all you guys to make it across to North America in the ring.
damn it. He is. But you know what? Throw a dog a bone. He's just a wee taste test. If you were just to send us over with no warning, no sort of drip drab in, the scene wouldn't know what to do.
No.
You need to feed them sort of the fodder before they get the main course.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, Canary's got to do something. Sorry to cut you off there.
He does.
But Canary has to do something, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
he's got to do something.
He's one of the OGs. He has to pull his weight a wee bit and do something for the club.
You know, I give him a lot of heat, and as I do on this show as well. But I think a lot of him. But he's still got to prove himself. He's got to prove himself, you guys. You know this. I'm telling you what. I mean, this is like the choir. You know, music to the choir here for you. You know what I'm saying. So we'll see. Time will tell. But I'll tell you, it's been a fascinating interview with you guys, learning all about you and everything. And we're getting to the point now, Keaton, we're getting towards the end of the show. Is there any last-minute questions that you didn't get in that you want to get out there?
Yeah, well, now that we're coming to an end, this is a question I need to ask you. Did your parents always approve of you doing wrestling, or were they worried that you maybe got hurt or something like that?
Well, my dad is a massive fan of me and Crooks wrestling.
His favorite.
Yeah, Crooks is his favorite. And I got him into wrestling when I was about 13, 14. And wrestling's just been something that me and my dad have always shared. And then when I started wrestling, and he comes to all our shows, and yeah, my dad's a massive supporter. Now, he does obviously care and doesn't want me getting hurt in the ring, but he knows that that's the reason that we go to training 3 days a week. You know what I mean? And obviously you can get hurt at any time, but if you're training, you just have to be safe. Look out for it.
That's every dad. You know, when I was doing it, I was small, right? I was like 145 at the time, and at a time when you just weren't a small guy in this business.
Yeah.
And my dad, that was his big thing too. He loved what I did, and he knew he was very proud, but he didn't want me to get hurt. That was his big thing. You know, our pay for it years later, you know, by abusing your body.
The good thing about my dad is because he's watched wrestling like most of my life that I've grew up, he's really good that like after a show, he'll like basically critique everything, and he'll be like, this is what's good, this is what's not good. Now, most of the time, he'll just say, Crooks, Sage, your match was the best. You know what I mean? But he's very open with his opinions on, what, because he's a fan himself. He comes to all our shows. He comes to see the shows, so he's a
Yeah.
fan himself. So gives you a bit of a taste of his mind. But I like it.
For me, my mom's just happy to see me do something that I love. I don't think she fully gets what I do, and she freaks out when I do silly stuff because I'm sure you've seen I'm not. Sometimes I like to do stuff that you don't have to really do in your match, but I like. Well, I mean, who am I kidding? I didn't put myself up on that top rope. Feet put me up on the top rope, but I've took some pretty nasty big bumps. My mom doesn't like that part of it, but I think sometimes she just feels to understand it. So I'd show her something and it would just be a scoop slam, and I'd come down heavy, and she'd be like, "Oh, that's you can't be doing that to yourself." But then I'll show her somewhere where I actually got hurt doing something mad. She's like, "Oh." I'm like, okay, Mom.
Yeah.
My dad, he comes to the shows, he follows it and stuff. So yeah, it's cool.
And do you guys, there's two. I know there's guys like me. I love bumping. I love selling. That was my favorite part. There are other guys though that just like to be the showman. They want to be the offensive. Where do you guys fall on that?
I make everyone look like they're prime Hogan. To be quite honest, I'm quite good at making other people look good.
Yeah, I think.
To pull the curtain back a wee bit.
Yeah, me and Crooks, we want obviously ourselves to look good, but we wanna make everyone else.
Well,
look
it doesn't
good.
matter if you beat someone who doesn't look good, then you've beat who cares? You want your opponent to look better than you, so then when you beat them, you're elevated.
I think we elevate whoever we're in the ring with. We always elevate them to our level.
Yeah, I think when people see they're going to be working one of us in a match, they're like, "Oh, decent, I'm going to look good tonight."
Yeah. Well, that's a good reputation to have. That's what gets you booked, really.
Yeah.
If the promoter knows you can sell, he wants you. He wants you, whether it's to put his guys over, whatever. But you become a commodity,
100%.
All right, Keaton. Well, we're kind of towards the end of the show. Thanks, guys, for coming on with us. It was great. Like I said, we were waiting for it. I know we had you guys scheduled earlier, and we had to rearrange things, and so I'm glad we got you guys on.
Thanks, Quack. It was nice to meet you, Mike Quackenbush. I want to follow you.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much, Crosser. Thank you very much, Keaton.
Yeah, it's been great, guys, and thanks for joining us.
Just remember, I'm Diddy Crooks. This is Sage Valentine, and we are pure filth.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot, man. Pure Filth, Keaton. What a tag team. I mean, honestly, and just because I've seen a lot of them because of all the matches I've seen when I've had guys on Forward and stuff, I have to watch their stuff, and I see them in the ring and stuff, and so. And honestly, I think, I don't know, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, bringing Sage Valentine into the mix just complements the whole Crooks' whole image.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree.
I mean, it's like they're meant for each other. It's one of those things, and you can see it. It's you don't have to see their match, just seeing them two. You can see how they gel together, right?
100%, and they work so well with each other.
Yeah, they really do. Let's talk a little bit about what we got coming up on all of our next shows. So, what do we got coming up next, Keaton? Rewind? NWF Rewind? I think so. In a week from now. With Rewind, we're going studio taping 70, the very first outdoor taping we did back in 1986. That, of course, that picture there shows Dr. Destruction, Chad Rancor in the middle. He passed away a few years ago. I miss the guy. He was a great guy, great personality. Good in the ring too. So it'll be nice to see him again on the next show. And this taping here was done right after that first Armory show we did, Keaton.
Oh.
So
one of the best shows, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last show with that makeshift ring, and then everything after this, we had the actual professional ring finally. And what else? So that's coming up, and of course Dixie Dave will be with me there, and looking forward to that. Then our next NWF Forward show, we're going back to San Antonio Style Wrestling, Sean Hernandez League. One of his trainees, the Hillbilly Kid, HBK, Hillbilly Kid, comes out to Cotton Eye Joe. Do you know that song, Keaton?
Yep.
Yeah, that's perfect gimmick for a hillbilly gimmick. Or perfect song for a hillbilly gimmick, right?
Yeah, 100%. That's a really good one.
Yeah, and Hernandez talks highly of this guy, Super Mix. So I'm looking forward to talking to this young guy. He's about Ricky's age, and see what he's all about, and learn a little bit about him. And he's coming on with this like before an actual show. They have a show that day, so he's going to give us like an hour and a half. But then, and that's perfect because Ricky needs only an hour and a half too, because he has to go to school the next day. So
Yeah.
and it's late for him, as you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're looking forward to talking to HBK, and that'll be on that show. And our next Kayfabe with Keaton show, it's going to be Tuned In Project and Cambo Cray. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah, Campbell Gray.
And Cambo, is he the one that like worked with these guys, training them and stuff?
Yeah, he did. So,
Yeah. Okay.
And so it was guys with like adults with learning disabilities, and he taught them how to wrestle, and they put on a show together.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, this should be a fascinating interview. And then I don't know if we're going to have any footage or not to show, but even if we do or don't, it's not a big deal. Just learning about these guys.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have these guys on. That but I don't think we've ever seen a wrestling show like this. To loads of adults with learning disabilities getting to be in the ring, some with Down syndrome, some with different sort of stuff, and Campbell Cray able to teach them, and they became professional wrestlers for one day. That's what was so good about it. They actually made BBC News, which is a big news company over in the UK.
Oh yeah, I know of that.
Yeah.
So I've even heard of it over here. We know BBC. We get BBC on our cable and satellite and everything. So yeah, that's big time. And so yeah, good things coming up on the horizon. It was great seeing Canary Kid in here. Gave him a little bit of a tongue lashing, but you know what? He can take it. He's a big boy. Yeah, it was great. Now of course I'm going to hear it when I have him on forward again. He's going to give me an earful as he does. But one of these days, Keaton, one of these days, maybe he will finally have the guts to get in the ring with Crusher. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But everybody else will. Ben Nelson says he would. John McCann, all the other guys. But Canary just ducks and dodges.
Exactly. He's too scared to get in the ring with Crusher.
I think so. But it was great seeing him in the chat, though, and commenting with, he's got a whole history with Crooks and Sage Valentine and everything. So, but yeah, so great show, great interview. They're really good heels, and we got to know a little bit about them, maybe a little bit outside their character, but they were definitely defending the honor of pure filth. They weren't showing us their full cards, and that's fine. So, all right. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in with us. It's been a great show. And now, just so you know, guys, we're coming back in 2 weeks with what we just talked about with Tuned In Project. However, we also have a back-to-back special because we're going to be on the following Monday. And tell us a little bit about that, Keaton.
So this is Ivor the Micro. So Ivor the Micro, who the Micro Wrestling Federation's been running wild lately. They've made some really successful stars now, and they're able to have micro wrestlers actually make it big. So on YouTube, they have near just 1,000 subscribers under a million subscribers. That's how big they're getting now. They're selling out crowds everywhere, touring all over the world now. And Ivor the Micro, who's recognised as the voice of micro wrestling, their commentator, their ring announcer, and he's also lead singer of a band as well. And he's pretty much a voice of micro wrestling. He's made a couple of appearances in the ring, but he has so much like bone diseases and all, he can barely wrestle. Like he's not allowed to wrestle, so that's why he's a voice of micro wrestling. And he's going to be great to talk to him about what goes on behind the scenes of this great company, micro wrestling. It's going to be a great one to have him on.
Right, and that's why we're coming on Monday, because it's when we get people like this, Mike Quackenbush, we got to work with their schedules. So this is what worked with him. So that'll be a fascinating interview. So that should be a good one. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, so good stuff coming up. And I think that's going to be the following Monday at an hour later than we started today. I think it'll be it'll be 1. I know it'll be 1 p.m. my time. I think it's 8 p.m. your time in the UK for that one.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. All right. So good stuff, everybody. Well, again, thanks for tuning in with us, and we will see you guys. I'll see you next week with Dixie Dave, and then after that, another one with my that 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 I want to call him the cowardly kid, but the canary kid. I'll give him that. He'll be with me again on Forward, and we look forward to seeing you guys with our guest Hillbilly Kid, and then back again with Keaton in 2 weeks. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye.